go, baby.
How are you,
Happy
brother?
Friday.
Happy Friday.
Fuck, 4th of July. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July to everybody in America. Amazing.
That's right.
Big day for you guys. Let's
The
go.
neighbors. That's you're our boys, bud. You know, we might fucking tussle a little bit in the media, but deep down, we're family.
100%.
So the sad thing about this holiday is no fights. No fights this weekend, man. Got me
Yeah,
a
that's
little bit down and out on it. I'm not gonna lie.
the calm before the big storm on July 12th, right? What a card that is, man, for Bkfc.
Yeah, that thing's a smoker, man. Like fucking stacked head to top to bottom, just fucking nonstop. Like, yeah, you want to get into it. It's a monster. It's one of the bigger ones I've seen lately, I would say.
Yeah, and we got the megastar today on our podcast too. Justin Ibarrola, Joyboy.
Let's go, baby. Seven
Excited.
and 7-0 Joyboy. Bantamweight contender. Fuck, it's a vacant spot now. No champ there, so it's a wide open board, and he's got a game fight with Roberto, but he's in the lobby now,
Let's
so might as well bring him in, man. Welcome the Joy Boy to to the show, baby. Justin Ibarrola, let's go.
Justin Ibarrola.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you, brother?
Doing good. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you
Good to
too, man.
meet you,
Thank you
buddy.
for coming on,
Appreciate your
bro.
time, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially
Looking
so
for
close to your fight, brother. We really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
How you feeling, bro?
I feel good. I feel better than I thought I'd be. So that's a plus. Always a good feeling. Um, well, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go.
so
Everything. Go ahead, Jay. Sorry.
yeah, you got it's gonna be an interesting fight too against Roberto Armas. Um, Game competitor. I'd like to say that's fight of the night. Uh, Fuck, it's a stacked card, man. These
Yeah,
Hollywood, Florida cards are just stacked top to bottom.
yeah. I think they're the biggest cards right now in bare knuckle.
Yeah, I would say they're drawing. That you're starting to see the stars show up. I think Nunez was at the last. I think maybe Shaq.
Yeah,
So
Nunez and Shock were there. I thought that was real cool that Amanda was there.
yeah.
It's,
So
she
I
might come
feel
out of
like
retirement too. It would be really cool to see her in bare knuckle.
Oh fuck yeah.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it sounds like she's coming out of retirement to possibly fight Kayla Harrison though, too, in the UFC, right?
Yeah. Kayla Harrison's huge, bro. She's bigger than me. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
I think she cuts more weight than me, and we're both at 135.
Oh,
Yeah, yo, when it showed her and Marab celebrating afterwards, she's a monster compared to him, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. Yeah, it would be something special to definitely see Amanda Nunes in there, man. She's such a beast too. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, man. Were you born and raised in Miami?
no, man. I'm from Seattle originally. I moved to Florida 8 years ago to pursue a MMA career. Like I always had the dream of getting into the UFC and stuff. Because I had a wrestling background. I had a wrestling and judo background growing up in Seattle. And then I started throwing hands when I first got here, started boxing. I realized I absolutely fucking suck. And I was like, I can't do shit. Like, I don't know how to fight. Never punched anyone in the face. Never gotten in a fight my entire life. So I was like, damn, I really got to get these hands right. So I was like, because I have this wrestling background, judo background, I am very comfortable with it. I'm just gonna put that aside for now and go all in on boxing. So I've decided to stop training MMA and just go all in on strictly just boxing. And what was supposed to only be like 2 years turned into obviously forever.
So
Yeah, you look seasoned in there with the boxing, man. The in and out and the hands are super nice. And is it true? Are you a boxing coach?
Yeah, I don't train any like fighters, more just regular people that want to either get introduced into fighting who want to learn how to fight but not necessarily compete, you know. But there are some of those guys that I like help out here and there with their amateur fights and stuff like that if I need to, or if they're really looking for it, like especially with the kids, man, like anyone in their teens or like kids who are really trying to pursue that fighter career. I try to help as much as I can. You know, it's getting harder as my career develops, obviously, because less time is it's taking more time out of my day. But you know, I do what I can.
Bro, that must be so cool for the kids too, man, to see like a star like you giving in the time to them and teaching them, and like I can't even imagine how the kids feel about that, man.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that was me, bro. I mean, like, if I could bring any opportunity that I wasn't able to receive when I first started, like, I would love to do that because I'm huge on kids, man. Just because I've been in that position, and you know, all it takes is one opportunity to really flip things around. So I was one of those kids who just never really had that opportunity. I kind of had to, you know, find it for myself, and like really, you know, I didn't get that opportunity until I was like 20 years old, you know? So I want to help these kids before they reach that age while they're still kids to really get those opportunities, you know? I grew up in a with parents who kind of always held me back just because of their own, you know, their own shit, you know? And that's not fair to kids. So that's why I'm very, you know, I really try to help out in any way possible.
Damn, brother, that's honestly amazing to hear, bro.
Yeah, it seems too like nowadays, martial arts is it's more relevant. Before it was kind of people didn't know about it, all fighting this and that, but now people are starting to see, it's a positive thing to learn. It helps you with the pressures of life. It's a discipline, right? So it
100%.
keeps the kids in line and in check, and on a positive mind, instead of fucking around doing something negative in the street, maybe, right?
Right, exactly. Everyone, kids, adults, everyone in the world should learn. Not even, I mean, like, should learn how to fight, really. Like, everyone should learn, like, that boxing, in my opinion. Like, not even to fight. Like, they don't even need to learn it to fight. I think it's just a huge mindset thing, too. You know, like you said, discipline, confidence, all that stuff. Like, that's kind of what changed my entire personality was boxing. You know, I was an introverted kid, couldn't hold conversations with people, always shied away from making eye contact or even bumping into people, even people I knew, you know. I was just really, really introverted. Um, and boxing was one of those things that kind of just helped, you know, and just getting beat up the first 3 years of boxing like really helped because I'm like, if I could take this fucking beating every day training with all these guys, like, what's not to be confident in myself about? You know, like, what's not? Why? Like, nothing's harder than this. So
Yeah,
why
no
not
doubt.
just break out my shell and stop being the introverted person?
Facts. That's amazing,
So
man.
yeah, nice.
I
Yeah,
would,
I would never have guessed that you were late to the game of boxing, because you're definitely a standout in there.
Yeah.
7-0, let's go.
I was gonna say that, bro. I, like it's so it boggles my mind that you haven't been boxing like most of your life, because when we watch you fight, bro, your hands are crisp, bro. Like you really look like you've been boxing for a long time, bro.
Thanks, bro. You know, the biggest difference in me and my coaches, we talk about this all the time. I try to tell everybody, it's not about how necessarily how long you've been doing something. What separates the good from the greats is the intention that they're actually giving into their training sessions and into their their workouts. Like if there's no intent, if you're not focused and you're not, you could anybody can train for 5 years hitting the bag or just throwing whatever, going ape shit, but if there's no intent behind it, like if there's no specific goal, you're not going to get better. That's why I'm surpassing these guys with less than 8 years of experience. You know,
Hmm,
Do you
that's
think,
great.
what kind of, like, who you got training you? Like, what coaches brought you into this? Because yeah, 7 years, they're doing something right.
So, I mean, I started my amateur career 2017, and I did amateurs for like 2 years, 3 years maybe. And then I quit. Like I was 1 in 5 in the amateurs. Like I was I just couldn't find that connection. I was a great fighter. Like, I wasn't the most skilled, but I was a great fighter. Like I had the will to continue on. I had the courage. I was in there to bang. Um, but it something wasn't clicking for me to keep getting those wins. So I quit. Really, honestly, I quit back in uh 2020. I think my time frames could be off, and then just I just always kept myself in the right environment around a lot of people. So I got lucky enough to meet other pros in the game, other worldwide coaches in the game, and it started off, they just needed sparring partners, and I was just there every day at the gym, so I just, I was kind of like a punching bag, and then that kind of just sparked it all back after I quit. And the pro coach was like, "Man, you need to go pro. Like, fuck this amateur shit. It's okay. Like, you're 22 or 23, 22 or 23 at the time. Like, I'll help you out." And that kind of just sparked everything going forward from there. And then not only that, I made my pro debut in boxing. I have one boxing fight. And even then I quit again because I was like, dude, there's just nothing in this for me. Like that, like I want to make as much money as I possibly can. Like I want to make a living. I'm trying to create this new legacy. Like I recently changed my last name because I'm not really, um, me and my family is kind of just one big fucking, I don't know how to explain it, but it's all over the place. So I'm kind of like the only one here living in Florida, trying to change the legacy. So I quit a couple times fighting, just stuck in the right places. One opportunity turned into another. I kept just sparring and training with better people, and things finally just started to connect. I found the fun in it. I found the joy in it. I found the entertainment in it, and it just, everything just started to get a little more comfortable.
Bro, that's crazy. It boggles my mind, bro, that you quit all those times and now you're sitting undefeated in bare knuckle, bro. Like, what a turnaround, man.
Yeah, man. They gotta give me more credit out there.
Facts.
It's not that I'm fighting. It's not that I'm picking people I know I'm better than or fight. I just train harder to win those fights. That's just, at the end of the day, that's all it is. Um, but yeah, I mean, how else can I explain it? And I mean, fans will be fans and they'll say whatever they have to say, but you just got to keep proving them wrong.
Yeah, that's right, man. Fans will always talk, whether you're winning, whether you're losing, bro. So
Yep.
don't ever let that bother you, bro. Just going back on what you said there. So you changed your last name. What's your last name now? Sanchez?
My last name's Ibarrola right now.
Right now.
Drop the Sanchez.
I
Oh, you
dropped the
dropped the
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Sanchez was the original last name. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But throughout my Bkfc career, I've been always going with Ibarrola. Ibarrola was my middle name at the time, so I just kind of scratched Sanchez, made Ibarrola my last name, and then I made Joyboy my middle name. So legally, my name's Joyboy. Um, and I kind of just did that because that's how everybody knows me now. And with fighting, I was like, fuck it. I like the ring to it. It's who I am now. It's how people know me. Let's throw it in there.
It seems positive. Like,
Yeah.
you're happy saying it. Where does Joy Boy come from?
Everyone always asks me that question, and I wish I had a cooler story, but really all it is it's from an anime, One Piece. I'm a big One Piece fan. And then I really just decided to stick with it because the name just resonated with how I approach things. Always finding positivity, always trying to put smiles on people's faces, always trying to entertain and just bring a different energy for the crowd. So I was like, yeah, that name just fits me perfectly. I'm a roll with that.
Mm, I
Yeah,
like
you're
that, bro.
definitely you're becoming a crowd pleaser, man. Like I see you're bringing that high energy. I see your clips online. Um, are you gonna dye your hair this time on the 12th?
No, not this time, not this
No,
time. I got a sick. walkout planned. Just a sick fight, walkout, fit, everything. I just can't wait to show you guys.
Well, I'm pumped, man.
But
Go ahead,
yeah, like, dude, your walkouts, your face offs, like that's definitely something we wanted to get into it with you, man. Like where's the mind behind that? How do you come up with all these walkouts? I seen in on the one, I think it was when you fought Derek Perez. It was Friday the 13th, and you came out with the Freddy Krueger
That
fit,
was
right?
just yeah, that was Justin
That's
Street.
Street.
Oh, Justin Street, sorry,
So
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
Friday the 13th, but his nickname was the Nightmare. So I was like, I got to do a Freddy Krueger theme, kind of just like take a stab at him, like
Yeah.
I'm your nightmare, you're not my nightmare, you know.
Yeah,
And I did the whole like weigh-ins. I even had a pillow and like a sleeping gown. I was like, you know, I just come up with this shit, bro. Honestly, that's all it is. It just pops up in my head. It's all natural, bro. I don't. No one's making this shit up for me.
Yo.
it's
I
exciting, bro. I gotta admit, like, just as fans as we are, like, just to see that extra part of the show, man, I love that. I really
Yeah,
do.
I think BKFC needs it. You know, especially as a new company. Like I think, you know, it's cool. I have mixed opinions about BKFC. Like I love them. I love what they're doing. I love them in the company, but I think there's just something missing from them that could really just boost them. One of it's just fighter personality, obviously. Another is just like, for instance, one of the biggest things is I've been in BKFC for 2 years, probably the least amount of time out of any fighter that's at the top right now. Um, and I'm going into my eighth fight. There's guys who've been in BKFC for 5 years and only have 3 fights. So like for me, it's like that's something BKFC really needs to work on is like getting these guys, helping these guys be able to fight more often. Because it's not cool when you go into a title fight with the guy who's 8-0 versus a guy who's 3-0. Um, because and then maybe that 3-0 guy absolutely obliterates the 8-0 guy, but like it just looks bad because you were building this guy with 8 fights, and then this guy who only has 3 fights just destroys the 8-0 guy. You know, like you. I hope
yeah.
you guys get what I'm getting. Like they need to
Oh
build up
yeah.
everybody. Like for me, I'm very. This is why I kind of move how I move. There's no specialty in me fighting someone who's 2-0 coming up in the bantamweight division just because I want to prove I can beat everybody. You know, like I want that guy to get 5 more fights and get to
Yeah.
7-0, and then I might be 10-0 at that time, and then okay, now that's a fight that's gonna draw a crowd. Otherwise you're just watching two random people you never heard of fight for a
Yeah.
title that no one really cares about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all about the entertainment and promotional industry. Like all that shit goes through my head. People think I'm over here just cherry picking. It's not that. Like these guys are giving me my fights. I'm saying yes to it. If they give me a guy who I know is a tough challenge, but there's nothing worth it for me, I'm not going to fight him. And that's just the truth. Like I give guys credit. If I know someone's tough, I'm not going to say, "Oh, I'm not going to fight him just because I don't want to fight him." I'm going to say, "I'm not going to fight him because I know he's a tough challenge, but it's not worth what I'm getting paid for one, or like there's nothing uh to win from it, you know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can just fight this guy that I know, you know, will be a little less of a challenge, and I will make the same amount of dollars on that fight. You know what I'm saying? So there's just this big. I know a lot of people don't like that. Like a lot of people just want to see the best fight the best. Yes, but there is a portion of the fighting industry that needs to be, you know, a little bit more controlled, and that's just leveling everybody up, not just having a superstar fight someone who just hopped into the company.
Yeah, and you know what? Just adding to that too, now they're getting sanctioned in more places, so you're getting more cards. But like take the Hard Rock for example. They got so many fighters that like consistently fight out of the Hard Rock. Like there's just an abundance of guys there, like,
Yeah.
and they cards are like what 3, 4 a year at least.
Yeah.
So some of these other guys, it's like if they're from somewhere where there's not a lot of fighters, yeah, they got to start mixing in, bring some outsiders in, you know,
Yeah. Yeah,
because
definitely.
Florida is just like, man, they're taking over. There's so much talent out of Florida and Hard Rock. Like,
Well,
fuck, you
yeah.
could have a card there every week.
My biggest thing is like they want guys to fight locally because, obviously, brings a bigger crowd because that's where you're from, right? Um, but as a company, how do you expect your company to grow or any of the fighters on your roster to grow if you're just going to stick to that same blueprint? Like you got to expand at one point. You can't just it's great that everybody knows me in Florida and that everybody shows out, but how can we replicate that in all the other 50 states? You can't unless you bring me there, right? You can't. Like, how am I supposed to build that connection with the fans if I'm never fighting anywhere else but Florida? People just watch me through a screen and they either hate me or love me. You know what I'm saying? They got to experience it for themselves. So that's kind of a big problem I have with BKFC. They're so caught up on like how much I can bring in Florida. They don't realize how much I could bring in fucking Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, Philly, how much I could actually bring there when those fans actually get to know me.
Yeah. I hear
Yeah, I
that,
hear what
man,
you're
for
saying.
sure. They're
Facts.
definitely still so new, right? They're still building and yeah, like you said, they're trying to take advantage of the hometown guys in their hometown. They bring the tickets and but they have been going a little more global. Like they did the Italy card, they did the Dubai card. Is there any other spots like say besides America where you would like to fight too?
Um, Italy and Spain are definitely probably top two. I love those countries. I went to the first Spain card. It was amazing there. Um, oh, I would love to fight in Japan. I would love to fight. I know they have bare knuckle over there. That would be a sweet if they did an actual like they have a like a partnering company that runs it for them in Japan, I think. But if they actually brought BKFC itself to Japan, that would be one place I would absolutely like to fight in. Um, yeah, yeah,
Nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's I just seen recently they canceled that Australia card.
yeah. I
And
would have
so
loved to fight on that one too. Like those,
that's a bummer. So what? They just don't want bare knuckle in Australia, it sounds like.
I
They're
guess.
missing
I
out.
mean, I haven't really read too much into that or even like heard too much. I've just been focused on my fight, so I don't really
Yeah,
know
fair
too
enough.
much.
Fair enough. Apparently they sold like 5,000 tickets for the event. Bunch of people were excited and then they canceled it and said, "Yeah, you guys don't meet the criteria." So,
Wow,
come on,
wow.
Australia. Don't
Yeah,
do your people like that. 5,000 people were interested right away.
yeah. Right, right.
Especially Australia. It just seems like such like a fighting country, you know?
It
Like
is. It is. I know a couple guys that live out there in Australia that have been fighting. Um, yeah, I'm actually surprised, especially when there was an agreement on it to even
yeah.
promote it and sell tickets. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I guess
sucks.
they caught him by surprise too. I know
Yeah.
I was scrolling through Instagram and I was like, "Fuck, it's a
I
bummer."
would love to bring BKFC to Seattle, bring it back home. I think they'd go crazy for that up there. There's not like you got to understand. There's nothing in Seattle. Like when you go to places like that, like when I say nothing, there's like like it's just a depressing ass fucking state. Honestly, I hate it there. But to bring it back there and have all my family and friends from up there pull up to the fight, I mean, I could definitely bring a crowd in Seattle. I was like, everybody kind of recognized me as that little kid who always said he would be a fighter in high school, and look at him now. Like everybody would just go crazy for that story. I think. I would actually like to fight Kai Stort in Seattle because we're both from up there. He lives in Montana, so I think that would be a cool fight for the both of us up there.
Yeah, you beat me to it, bro. I was gonna ask you too. So would you ever be willing to move up in weight? Because you fight 135 and Kai's 145, right? Sometimes 155.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm ready to leave the bantamweight division in somebody else's hands, man. It's getting tougher. It's getting tougher making that weight. I feel like I owe it to the company to at least fight for that bantamweight title before I leave, but I'd go up to 145 now if I could, if it didn't stir too much up, but it's kind of like it would be like resetting your entire career without winning the bantamweight belt. So, I'm already 8 fights deep at bantamweight. It'd be hard to restart at 145. I would have to, if I really want to stay on track, I would have to fight, you know, the number one seed, probably my first 145 fight, which I'm down. I would totally do that. 135, man. Not fun. It's not fun making that weight.
Yeah,
What?
it's tough. What are you usually walking around at?
Uh, 160.
Okay.
160.
So
That's
so when do you like are you still cutting weight? Are you saving most of it for like the last few days?
I don't cut weight until the night before.
How much do you usually
damn.
cut like the night before?
Like 8 to 10 pounds. Yeah, 8 to 10 pounds. Not there's one fight for that Justin Street fight. I kind of let myself go there. I had to cut 14 pounds that night, and
Wow.
that was awful. Eight's a good number. Eight's a good number to cut the night before. I try to diet and do other things to get that weight as low as possible. Um, yeah, but I would never make 135 unless I cut that water weight.
So
I was actually
go
we're
ahead.
from Canada, but I actually was in the building for that Justin Street fight. So I seen you come out with
Oh
that
yeah,
Freddie. Yeah, oh yeah. The
oh
left a
sweet.
big impact when I left there. I was like, oh yeah, the guy with the Freddie mask, bud. New favorite. Let's go.
That yeah, that fight was probably one of my uh worst fights, but not really my worst fight. It was a bad fight just because I did it to myself. Like I made the weight cut hard. I wasn't in shape. If you look at that fight and you actually just look at my body composition, you could tell I was a little chubbier in that fight than any of my other fights. It was just mostly the weight cut that really got me. And honestly, I fought that guy off of 3 hours of sleep. Like I was struggling that week, honestly. It wasn't I had 3 hours of sleep. I was tired by the time I stepped behind the curtain to walk out. Like I was ready for bed at that point. I was like, God damn. Eyes were shutting. I'm like, I just want to get this over with. Like there was no nerves. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Let's just go in there, beat this guy, and go home. Like it just the mentality and just the recovery, everything about it was just off. Still got the W. Like at the end of the day, I have skill to win however I please. If I want to box around circles and have an easy day for 5 rounds, I could do that to any of these guys. They're gonna have to bring the fight to me, and if they don't, it's just an easy victory for me. Um, and if they do, even better, because I fight better against those guys who do bring the fight to me. So everyone's kind of in a shit position when they fight me.
Mm.
Yeah, I know. I seen a clip afterwards that you were saying you were tired and you're like, I think I'm just going home to bed.
Yeah, yeah, literally, that's how I felt.
So, what about this next fight? Are you excited about this? I feel like this is going to be an entertaining fight.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited about this fight. Honestly, Roberto's a good guy. He's cool. Like we kind of talked cuz we were both on the same card in March. Super nice guy. Um and unfortunately I got to fucking hurt him. So I plan on going in there just doing what I normally do and just hitting him as hard as I can. But the difference with my power and other people's power is like I'm not in there just swinging and banging. I set the power shots up. So it's
Yeah.
like when I throw a power shot and it lands, this is a 99% chance they're gonna take a knee because it hurt so bad, or they're just gonna fucking fall over, one or the other.
Yeah, you know what? It's a little bit tough for us too, bro, because we've had Roberto on our podcast as well previously, and
Yeah.
now we got you on the podcast. And I feel like we always build a connection with you guys, and then the fights just hit a little bit different, bro. We don't want to
Yeah.
see either one
I
of
don't
you.
want to see either
Listen, you
one
know
of
what
them get hurt.
the cool thing about Roberto, man? I think we're both gonna go in with the mindset of like, let's have fun and let's fucking fight, and
Yeah,
then let's go grab a fucking beer after. Like, I think we're both in that mindset. And cuz I'm cool, bro. I'm not like any of these guys who like wants to pretend like they hate you because just because they're, have to punch you in the face. I like everybody on the roster, honestly. Like, if you can't take the shit talk from me, then you're in the wrong sport. You know what I'm saying? If you take it on a personal level, you're in the wrong sport unless you make it personal. There is a fine line. But no, man, like I go in there and every fighter that I fought in my last 10 fights, I see them at weigh-ins. I go up to them, either dab them up or kind of give them a pat on the back, and I say like, "Hey, good luck tomorrow," and that's it. Move on, and we fight, and then we laugh about it after, or maybe we don't laugh about it after, and we just go our separate ways. That's all it is.
yeah. It is what
Yeah,
it is. It's part of the show, right? You got to sell the fight, man.
Right. I plan on going in there and fucking rocking Roberto's world. Like I plan on going there and dancing all over him like I do in all my fights. I plan on going there doing whatever the fuck I want to do, making him miss and making him pay. Like that's just my style of fighting. Like I capitalize off of your mistakes, and not only that, I create those mistakes. Um, so like I'm just ready to hit him as hard as I can, honestly, and make sure he doesn't get back up.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Sorry,
entertaining.
guys. Sorry.
No, no, that's what we
No,
want to
bro, we
hear, bro.
respect it 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Like when I see Roberto, I see clips of him too. He looks the happiest when he's in there getting punched in the face. So like if you weren't gonna punch him, I think he'd be upset. Like I think he likes it. He's gonna be happy. But yeah, that one's definitely fucking a standout on that card. It's a monster card, but that's gonna be a good matchup for sure. That's
Yeah, I
got
think
Titans written all over it.
everybody expects that fight to be fight of the night. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to be fight of the night because it's going to be a short night for him. So
Uh,
you can't make fight of the night if it's a quick one, you know?
Yeah, maybe knockout of the night though.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing.
Jeez. I like it, man. I like just so just going back on what you said too with cuz you said you grew up in Seattle, but you moved when did you move to Miami?
um, so I live in Delray Beach, which is like an hour away from Miami, hour north. I moved here. Well, actually, I moved to Boca at first when I first originally came here. So I moved to Boca Raton, which is not that much further. I was 19 years old. That was in 2017, I believe. Yeah,
What made you move there?
to pursue a MMA career. To
Oh,
you know, up until I was 19, I was just a little shithead doing whatever I want. No real ambitions. Um, like I said, introverted. Like no motivation. And then something just clicked in my head one day, and I was like, "This isn't how I want to live when I'm 25, 30 years old, like this just isn't the life that I want. Like what am I doing?" And fortunately enough, I had an uncle that lived in Boca, Florida, and I asked him if I could visit them. He paid for my plane ticket. It came down, and he kind of just offered it to me. He was like, "Listen, do you want to move down? Like, you could still move down." He kind of knew our stories. I have 7 siblings. He knew all our stories. He knew the position we were in. So he told me, look, and look, like you can live with me, move in, think about it. The options there for you. All you have to do is go to college. And I was like, flew back home to Seattle a week later, and then flew back down like 3 days later. And I was like, yeah, I'm moving in. Like I didn't. I did. It wasn't a quick decision. He offered it to me, and I took advantage. I barely said my goodbyes to everybody, friends, family. I literally just texted everybody. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave on Tuesday to Florida. Like I'm gone. I'm moving everything.
Wow.
Do you
Yeah.
still keep in touch with the guys in Seattle? Like I know dropping that last name, did that was there a reason that you did that? Do you want to get into that at all?
Um, I mean, there's no bad blood between me and my parents. You know, I don't talk to them. I don't feel like I don't. I'm at the point where I don't feel like I owe them a relationship. Honestly, just family history, stuff growing up. It wasn't the best. I won't put them on the spot or anything. It's at the end of the day, they are my parents. Um, I don't want to make them feel like shit for how we came up because they were going through it, whatever. Could they have gone about it entirely different way? Yes. That's kind of like why we're in this position. But no, I just don't agree with all the decisions they made. Um, Especially my father. So, I was like, I don't feel like I'm part of this family because of my different views on things and how I just wanted to be better. So yeah, I just changed it. I was like, I need to start a new legacy. I don't want this name related with me um as I continue my success because it's time for a change.
Mm.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough. That's heavy. Appreciate you
Yeah,
getting into that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem. It's just they still reach out to me. I don't really reach out to them or even respond. Honestly, I'm still cool with my siblings. I have a twin sister I'm really close with. My younger brothers I'm really close with. I kind of just do everything for them.
Oh, that's amazing, man. That's what I was gonna say. You got 7 siblings, but that's important, man. You still keep in touch with all of them too, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
Are
cool,
you
man.
watching your fights back home?
Yeah, a couple of them. I've had one of my sisters and two of my younger brothers have actually attended one my fights. They
Mm.
flew down for a couple of them. So
Right on, man. So any rumors who's gonna be in the building July 12th? Any big names?
I
Donald
know
Trump rank
Connor's gonna
down?
be there. I know Connor's gonna be. Donald Trump would be cool, right? I was thinking that I was thinking that when they made that post today about the White House UFC fights.
Yeah.
I was like,
Connor
Connor
was
should.
there, man. He should be able to pull some strings.
Right, right. I think he'll be. I think Trump would show up to one of these BKFC fights eventually, like soon.
Oh, for sure.
Just got to get
Um,
Kid Rock interested too. They'll come through as a
yeah,
tandem.
right, right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who else besides Connor. I think I heard Hulk Hogan might be there, but
Oh, wow.
um, I think he's been to one of the bare knuckle shows. I could be wrong, but those are the only two big names I actually heard of. They're kind of keeping it a secret. I
Yeah.
know Feldman said on an interview that a few NFL stars might be there, like 12
Yeah.
NFL stars might come. But that's about it. That's all I really know.
Yeah, I did
Me.
hear that too. Max Crosby, I think, was one of them. He's a big
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
fan.
yeah.
So you know what?
Crosby.
Like somebody's tipped the stars off, and they know the Hard Rock cards are this where the excitement is. So
Yeah,
that
you
might
can't miss those.
you
I
can't. So
had
that
Deion Dawkins in my corner my last fight. Deion Dawkins, he's the left tackle for the Buffalo Bills.
yeah, I
Oh,
He's
seen
like,
him. I think I seen that too. Yeah, he's a beast, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then right next to him was Mark Ingram. I don't know Mark Ingram, but Mark Ingram goes to all the BKFC fights. I see him. They post a picture of him almost every show I see. Um, who else was there? I think Kamaru Usman was at my last fight too. Yeah, I know Kamaru Usman. He actually trains at our gym, so that's cool having somebody like that there.
yeah. Super cool, man. Yeah, I mean, only more as we go on, it's only right. More stars are gonna start showing up for sure. How can you miss bare knuckle event, especially at the Hard Rock? Like,
Yeah.
And this card up in
Especially when you have Joyboy just entertaining the crowd, you know what I'm saying?
exactly,
I'm telling you,
exactly.
this one, listen, I've been telling people to wear their cowboy hats because there's a reason for it. Wear
Let's
your
go.
cowboy hats.
Eh,
I'm gonna get one for that.
that's a
You
little
got to.
hint. That's a little hint right there.
Yeah, that's your hint. That's the only hint you're gonna get. You guys are gonna be shocked the moment I
Yeah.
walk out. The moment I
Yeehaw,
walk
baby.
Fuck, now I'm excited, man.
out.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, speaking of Connor too, have you got a chance to rub shoulders with him at all? Because in your last walkout, you came out with to the Tory Lane's "Stupid,"
Yeah,
right? With the Connor sample. Was he?
yeah,
He
yeah.
was in the building that night, no?
Yeah, yeah, he went crazy. A lot of my friends got videos of him going nuts when it went off. But no, yeah, he loved that definitely caught his attention. He loves me now. Um, that night he was just kept he just kept repeating himself. This is the star of the show. This is the star. This is the real superstar. And that was really cool because you got the superstar telling you you're the real star of the show tonight. That's pretty big. He was in he commented on one of my Instagram posts, real deal. That was cool too to see that. Um, yeah, I think I definitely have his eyes on me for sure, for sure.
Yeah, man. Like we're huge fans of Connor as well, and we just always like to ask, like, how does it feel to have him so involved with like bare knuckle now, man? It just seems like such a spectacle when he's in the building, you know?
He's honestly, I can't do nothing but smile when I see him because he's just a freaking lunatic, and I love it. I'm absolutely in love with how he just is. It's just hilarious. It's so cool. It's entertaining. Um, it's cool. It's kind of like how I see myself when I'm like just goofy, don't give a fuck, like just yelling off the top of his lungs, has having a good time. He's mad cool.
Yeah,
It's probably why.
you might have to share one of those cigars with him after the fight.
Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, he probably loves you because you leave those impressions, buddy. You got the walkout. I'm about to buy a cowboy hat now. So he
Let's
sees it
go.
too. He sees it too. He's like, you know
Let's
what?
go.
This guy is fucking taking Bkfc. Like you are that personality they've been waiting for, buddy. And
Yep.
as the cards keep piling out, you'll see more and more of that. But yeah, you guys are on your way.
Yeah, he sees it for sure.
What
Yeah, I was
about
gonna go ahead. Sorry,
sorry,
Jay.
I wanted to bring up Iron Outlaws too
Yeah.
because it that is that like the gym you train at? Is that your squad? What's going on with that?
Iron Outlaws is like an apparel company that sponsors me.
Okay.
Uh, and they just come out with sick designs all the time and funny just like funny taglines and shit. But they're cool. They started off as a gym brand and they still are like a gym brand. But now they're kind of just really really putting more time into like the designs of the shirts and bringing out new things. So they're real cool people, and we're real close too. Like they're local. They're right. Like they live in the same area as me. Um, and we just built a good relationship with them. They're homies for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Cause
met
Bostwick's on that card too, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
You
we
guys
spawn. They,
train together at all or
no, we've been in the same gym. We don't train together. He just recently got a sponsorship from Iron Outlaws as well. So sometimes we get together and do some shoots, but that's about it. We never really train together.
Yeah, I messaged you the other day to let you know about the designs on your shirt, man. Like I truly believe those are one of the sickest designs, sickest
Yeah.
brand in the game right now for sure.
Yeah, yeah, they come up with some cool, and they're just a bunch of they're a bunch of lunatics as well. So everything just fits with everyone I work with. It just fits really good.
Man, even in your story though, this like last week too, I see a lot of cameras following you around in the gym, and it almost seems like you're doing like a documentary or something. Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, we got a cool video coming out within the next week before fight night. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I have a friend of mine who's real good on the camera, and he's just, and when I say real good, I mean like just real good. He just has all the gear, knows like that. What we were shooting took like 6 hours, and then like in that one day, but that wasn't the only time we shot. It was just that one day we shot for 6 hours, and it was just a bunch of getting the lighting in the right spots, hitting the right angles, getting the right smoke. Like it was just he's top notch. Like I'm really excited for that video. It's my first time having him make a video for me, so I'm excited. I'm just as excited to see it as anybody else.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Just as a fight fan alone, you just for us it's exciting to see the whole process, you know, like
Yeah.
even with the UFC, I always love watching the embeddeds leading up to the
It'll
fight.
be a little something like that, maybe like shorter version. Like you'll have some like you'll have me answering some questions in there, talking, training, all of it.
That's cool, man. I like that a lot.
So with the title being vacant, I know you said that you don't really want to leave the bantamweight division without fighting for that title.
Yeah.
Uh, who do you think's a game? Who do you think's deserving to be in that title talk?
With you, obviously.
Um, I think me and Reber make the most sense. We both have 8 fights. We're the only ones with that many fights with the company. He's ranked 3. I'm ranked number 1. You have Keith. Also, me, Reber, and Keith Richardson. We're top 3 right now. Keith just came off a loss to Usmanov, so I don't know I don't know what plans the company has, but I don't know if they would actually let him fight for the title after that.
Yeah,
So
that
maybe
right?
maybe Usmanov and Reber versus me. You know that might be that might be a good one. That's just off the top of my head. I haven't really thought about it. Um, everyone. I have a lot of haters because I don't want to fight for the title. Everyone thought it was because of Bloss, and I was scared of Bloss. Well, guess what? Bloss is gone. I still don't give a fuck about that title, bro. I don't. It's not about who I'm fighting for the title. It's about what I'm getting out of it. Because at the end of the day, if I can't pay my bills doing this, I don't need to be doing this anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I understand people, you got to earn your spot. You got to earn your way up. Listen, there's nobody like me in Bkfc. I don't think anybody else deserves it more than me to get those purses that I'm looking for. So I bring the entertainment. I hype up the crowd. I'm undefeated. I look good and I could fight good. I talk good. I just don't think anyone else is bringing what I bring to BKFC, honestly. So I don't want to hold a title, and there's no real benefit for me because right now I'm making a decent amount of money. But if that doesn't go up, there's no reason for me to be claimed as the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's in it for me? If the title holder isn't getting paid 3x what anybody else is getting paid, why am I fighting for the title? Like, what's the incentive behind it? To just have a strap around my waist and brag about it? Like, I don't give. I'm not that type of guy. I don't give a fuck. I don't need to brag about being anybody. You can make your own opinion about me. That's fine. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I'm just gonna do my thing and fucking get paid to fight. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely you're carving your own way, right? You're doing it the way you want to do it. You want to build your brand. You're leaving impressions one card at a time, though. So they are going to be throwing your name in the mix soon. 7-0. We'll see what happens on the 12th. Maybe 8-0. So they're going to be knocking at the door, right? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like
Yeah.
I would think too, like championship belt should come with a championship paycheck. No doubt. No doubt.
100%. Hundred
Champ should
percent.
be
What
getting
am I
paid.
fighting for?
And
You know
if
what
you're
I'm saying?
if you're the main event, like you should be definitely compensated. The card's built around you.
100%. Like if you look at UFC, and obviously they are 50 times ahead right now, right? But if you look at UFC and you look at the guys who just fought for the belt, this is the last card, making 1.5 million, 2 million, cool. Then you look at the guys below them, they're making 100K, 200K. Okay. So now if you just bring those numbers lower, you take off a couple zeros, it should be the same thing. If I'm getting paid, if you're the main event who made 2 million in UFC, you should be making, let's just use 50K. Let's use small numbers just so we can follow along. Let's say the main event should be 50K, or the champion should be 50K. If everyone else on the undercards only getting paid 20K or 15K or 10K, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if there's not that substantial um gap between the champion and all the rest of the fighters, what's going to incentivize me to actually fight to be the best? You know what I'm saying? There has to be an incentive. If I'm just fighting a fight and I'm not getting anything out of it, then what am I really doing? And this is what I'm trying to teach all the fighters in BKFC, not just me for myself. I'm not just doing this for myself. A lot of people are hating on how I go about these things, but they will learn really quickly. It's not just for me. It's for, like, I want to save BKFC. I want to save the fighters. I want them to really know what they should be getting out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So everyone hates how I'm approaching it, but they're gonna thank me. They're gonna fucking thank me later. I promise you that. Every fighter on the roster will thank me when it gets to that point on why I'm doing what I'm doing.
100%, man.
And with a purpose, man. You've thought about it. You're not just getting in there and slugging. You got a decent head on your shoulders, and it's your future. So let them hate. You got to do what's best for you, and you're thinking about everybody else. So hats
100%.
off to you, man.
Like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Like, I don't want my opponent to get, you know, a quarter of what I'm getting paid because he's fighting me for the title. Like, it should be fair. He should be getting paid. I should be getting paid more because I'm, the best. But it should just be, there's just that level of fairness between everybody. Like, give us a reason to want to fight. Give us a reason to continue. Give us a reason to put our fucking hearts on the line. Like, I don't see it yet, which is fine. I'm patient. We'll get there.
How many fights are you signed for?
This is my last fight actually on my contract. I did a 3-fight deal. So after this one, we're definitely gonna ask for a lot more.
So they want to see how this fight goes, and then you guys sit down and have this conversation.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Mm.
but I'm a money man. I'm a money man. Look, I know my worth. I know where my head's at. I know the lifestyle I want to live. I know what I have earned so far with this company. So if we're not on the same level, who knows? Who knows? I'll say that.
You got to be compensated, man. You're
Right,
not making these
100%.
impressions for nothing.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I actually planned on taking the rest of the year off after the March fight. Like, I didn't even plan on fighting in July. They asked me a couple times, and the only reason I decided to fight, which I can't say, is because of a phone talk I had with Feldman, but that's all I'll give you guys.
Fair enough. How is Dave? He seems like a super cool guy with a backstory. He almost kind of seems like a low key gangster.
Yeah, what I mean, look, you could hear so many different opinions about Dave, but I'll just keep it real. Like, he's a busy guy. He's just a busy guy. There's a lot. He's not the sole person running BKFC. So I've been seeing a lot of hate towards Dave Feldman, which I don't really like because, I want to give credit to people who deserve the credit, and I want to call you out on your shit if I feel like you need to be called out on your shit. So, I don't give a fuck who you are. You're going to get the same personality from me, right? So, I mean, I just feel like Dave's getting a lot of hate for no reason, I think all of us just need to be a little bit more understanding. Like, even me, I'm over here talking, talking, talking. They need to pay me more, need to pay me more, need to pay me more. But I know when to, like, level down and have an understanding for why we're not there yet, So he's not, everyone thinks he's like he's one guy versus the entire world. He can't make everybody happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I feel like it's only up from here, brother. Like, say you get past Roberto, you mentioned Reber. You guys fighting for the title, I think would be huge. And then
Right.
and then you
Yes.
also mentioned Kai Stewart. Like that's a super fight, bro. They have to pay for that, you know?
Exactly I think me and Kai Stewart would be the biggest fight in bare knuckle history. We both can talk shit. We both back our shit up. Like I give a lot of credit to Kai. As much as I hate how corny he is, I do give my credit to Kai because guess what? He is backing his shit up. He's not, and he's beating guys he's beating guys that are good.
He's actually
I
good,
train
man.
with Howard Davis. He beat Howard. I don't even want to use that example because Howard was in a weird place at the time. I can't even. I don't even actually want to talk about that because that's for him to talk about, not me. But you know, he beat Howard, and Howard's a fucking tough guy, bro. I train with Howard. Like
He is.
Howard's a scary motherfucker, bro, and he's big, and Kai was able to beat him. It's not, I gotta give Kai his credit, man. As much as I think he's a corny motherfucker, I think I gotta give him his credit, and I just think he's gonna. I think me and him are gonna make the biggest fight in BKF's history if they allow it. We both talk shit. We both back it up. We both have this just aura about us that makes us both superstars, and I just think that's the fight to sell, and I think that is the fight to make when I win the 135-pound title. When I win the 135-pound title, I want to challenge Kai immediately. We're going up to 145. Give me the title fight at 145. I shouldn't have to go through anybody besides Kai when that time comes.
I love that, bro.
In
Let's go.
Seattle. Let's go.
Yeah, like you said, man, you can't take anything away from Kai, bro. His resume is built. He has been putting in the work, and we're big fans of Howard Davis too, man. And
Yeah.
like you said, he ended up beating him. So yeah, you can't take anything away from him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have heard some backstories that Howard wasn't exactly himself during that, but yeah, that's something for him to talk about for
I
sure.
mean, look at his last fight with Palomino. Like, I
War.
mean, it was completely different from when he fought Kai, right? So you could really tell his headspace wasn't really there.
Yeah, he looked good, man. He looked really good in that fight, and that was fucking razor close. The decision
Yeah.
was razor close. Like you can make an argument for Davis on that for sure. And
I gotta give it up to
Palomino's,
Palomino.
yeah,
I
he's a
rewatched
beast
that
too.
fight the other day, and Palomino was eating shots from Howard, and I was like, holy! I know how hard Howard hits. Like, he's punched me in the face plenty of times, and Palomino was eating that shit, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's a beast too, man. That was a crazy fight. And you know what? That is one to fucking watch back.
Yeah.
Might have to do it this weekend. There's no fights on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Happy July 4th. But yeah, we're sad. No
Yeah.
fights.
You got any plans for July 4th?
No, man. We're gonna stay in bed. We're at that point where all we want to do is rest.
That's right.
This like when I'm at this point in a fight camp, I don't talk to anybody. I don't hang out with anybody. I don't answer my phone. I lay on the couch, hang out with my girlfriend, and we just relax.
Do you have any kids?
My girlfriend's actually 21 weeks pregnant right now. We're having a kid in November.
I did see that. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah,
Congrats, buddy.
thank you,
Congrats.
thank
Being a
you. Yeah,
dad is the best.
I'm ready for that dad strength. Maybe I'll start knocking motherfuckers out more.
Oh, 100%. Especially if you have a girl. It'll be over.
Yeah, yeah, we're
You'll be
having a girl.
training.
We're having a
Oh,
girl.
Bro,
shout out to all the girl
That's why I
dads out
said
there.
that's why I said. Unfortunately, Roberto has to fight me now because now I'm a pops and I'm having a girl now. That strength's different now. I'm like, damn. Sorry, buddy.
Girls are the best, bro.
man, you haven't even reached your prime yet, too, bro. You're only 27, right?
Yeah, yeah. Prime's like 32.
Yeah, bro. That's
30.
crazy.
30 is your prime when
You're,
you're a fighter.
you're still young, bro.
Yeah, man.
So much more to come for
I
sure.
actually saw a pretty cool fact on Instagram with Conor McGregor, Ilya Taporia. at the time they were 27. They were both 7-0, and a third stat in there. Oh, they both had 15 win streaks, I think, or something like that. But
Yeah.
I'm 27. I'm 7-0. I don't have a 15 win streak or anything. I'm still, but
Yeah, I seen that stat too, and I think they were like 20 days apart from when they actually won their
yeah,
both their belts, bro.
yeah.
That's
So we're pretty similar. So I'm about to be. I'm kind of on that path. The story's already written. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
For sure.
baby.
that's cool.
What else did
Fuck
I want
yeah.
to ask you?
Well, yeah, we appreciate you. I know you're not hanging out with anyone, talking with anyone. Thank you for hanging out with us, buddy.
For sure, man.
uh, it's
I love
good
doing
to
these.
get into that fighter mind state, and we can't wait to see your walkout. Can't wait to see your fight. Uh, anything you want to say? Anybody you want to shout out before we wrap her up?
Iron Outlaws, of course. They've been hanging with me for the last year. Go check their merch out because it's the baddest merch in the game right now. And Blackout Coffee, Inkaholics. Those are my Delray Beach Boxing Club where I train at. You know, uh, like one of the owner of that gym is like a bigger brother I never had. So I'm very appreciative of all those guys who invest in me.
Yeah, that was one more thing too. I wanted to ask you about. Are we able to get your merch in Canada?
I think so. I'll DM you and confirm. I remember you. Did you ask me that the other day?
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
my bad. I'll get an answer for you. I'll get an answer for you. But I'm sure. I think they're worldwide.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely want to get some shirts and stuff, man. And yeah, you wanna just leave us with a prediction maybe for your fight?
I was waiting for you guys to ask me this.
Let's
I was
go.
waiting for you guys. Listen, I'm here to make a statement. Ah, if I can't take him out in round one, I have no business fighting for that title. I got to take him out. 33 seconds. We're going in. That's my prediction.
Jeez,
33
bro.
seconds.
Oh
Jeez.
3
man,
seconds.
I got goosebumps, bro. Let's go.
In and out, baby.
I love it.
That
I'm
walkout
excited.
might be longer than that.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, no, we're here to make a statement, man. That's just, I know he fought Bloss already, right? I know there's a ton of guys who aren't number one who have beat Roberto and even knocked him out. And if I can't make that statement, man, then that's just I got to make that statement. I'm not fetching for it. Listen, I'll go 5 rounds with Roberto if I have to, but to really make a statement, I got to take him out in round one
Yeah, I love
as
it.
the number one. Yeah.
That's not McGregor style too, bro. Make the prediction and go out and do it. Let's go.
33 seconds, I'm telling you.
Now,
Yeah.
let's
Thank you,
go.
Justin.
The
Thank you
stop
for coming
clock's
on,
out.
brother.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. Throwing hands, brother.
Throwing hands, baby. Let's
There we go.
go.
Let's go.
See ya.
See ya, bro.
Take care, brother.